So Walmart is the first place to officially reveal the Spider-Verse CMF series, which was in the form of this 6-pack right here. This is the most anticipated minifigure series I think there's ever been, and it's insane at the amount of spider variants we get in here and just the amount of amazing new prints and pieces in this series, which there's 12 figures, and this does release September 1st, 2025 from my understanding. The first minifigure we'll take a look at is Miles Prowler from Earth 42. The design of this has two really cool new pieces. This mask design right here, and then this hair piece underneath. I think this is a mask that attaches at the neck, but there is a possibility that this is a mask molded with the hair. I'm not 100% sure, and we'll find out once I get the minifigures. But that mask design is molded in such an interesting way. I would prefer if it's its own piece that you could use that on other characters without being restricted to that hair. But that hair is awesome, and that was something that was very interesting in its design from the movie. I love purple. It's my favorite color. And seeing all the purple on the torso and legs just makes me really happy. I love the printing on the arms as well, which we get a little look at, but we'll get a better look once we get that in hand. And we have those gauntlet pieces, which we do see quite a bit. I do kind of wish we got a new piece for the gauntlets from the movie. And the face print underneath is a cool, usable new print as well. And there's also a record which references the scene from the movie this character appears in. And the design has a print that's just usable even outside of the Spider-Verse setting. This is a great figure. And we still have the main Miles in this set. But what they did here was pretty clever, because this is the same design from January, except for two differences. This has the electric current design, so that's cool to exemplify the powers going through there, which I love the printing that even continues to the arms, which looks fantastic. But they also have printed legs, which the one from January did not have. Is it weak on the set in January? Sure. But I'm glad that in the cheaper set, they are giving those legs at the very least. You know, at least they're not withholding that and keeping no leg printing in this series. Because if they did, that would look so out of place where all the other minifigures are so detailed. So I do like this as a variant, even if it's probably the least interesting minifigure out of this whole series. That's just because, you know, we've gotten many Miles, and again, it's so similar to the one earlier this year, but at the very least, it's an interesting variant, and I still think every minifigure in this series kicks ass. The accessory is one of the least interesting, which is just a regular spider, like we've seen it in that color before. I don't know, I kind of wish they put something a little bit more creative, like a bagel would have been cool. Come to think of it, do we have any Lego bagel piece? Regardless, there is a new phase print underneath, which is just a slightly different expression from what we got in the January minifigure. Also great to see that hair piece come once again. That would be like the cheapest set it appears in. Next is Spider-Man 2099, which is our first Spider-Man 2099 in what, 6 years? There was one in this set that I was never so hot on, but that figure has skyrocketed in price just because of how prominent this character was in Across the Spider-Verse. And if you didn't notice, this whole series is based on Across the Spider-Verse, not really Into the Spider-Verse. The design of this has completely new printing for the face, torso, and legs, which all looks fantastic. I also love that cape right there. That's a great piece that really captures that design from the movie. And his accessory of his AI Lila is fantastic. I do wish that maybe we got a new statuette figure molding there where you could see her hair, because this just uses the regular format, so the hair is kind of printed at the front there. Yeah, the pictures of this aren't the most clear, but I do love the idea of that accessory, and I think it still mostly works even with the printed hair. And it seems like most of the Spider variants in this series who are masked up have unmasked versions, so you have an entirely new face print underneath, which looks fantastic, and you have the Han Solo hair for Spider-Man 2099. Also note how they have the minifigure plates, which are for the first time coming in that translucent orange, at least from my understanding. That's perfect for representing the portals, and I love when they change up the color of the minifigure plates in CMF series like they did here. For the first time ever, we're getting a Werewolf Spider-Man, which I love the use of that existing wolf headpiece, but with the mask printed with a rip design there. And the torso and legs are fantastic, not only with all of those rips, but also seemingly with some dual molding for the legs there, different colors on both of those legs, and dual molded arms, at least for one of the arms, which I love the ripped printing on there as well. But it seems like both arms have arm printing, which all that came out fantastic. This is a great figure. The only thing is that this minifigure doesn't have an accessory, which is kind of lame. I do kind of wish we got the Wolverine claws like the 2012 Monster Fighters wolf. That is kind of weird that it doesn't have those, but it's still fine. And I absolutely adore the Hobie minifigure, Spider-Punk. Another character we've never gotten before who's just super decked out in arm printing, dual molded legs. I absolutely love this punk outfit for the torso and legs going on there. My favorite part of the minifigure though is that there's that new hair piece which looks fantastic and very intricate in its design. I also love the new printed guitar going on there. So glad that we got this character finally, even if it's in a CMF series. And also, I like the alternate head print, which you could see the design there, as well as this mohawk piece, which I believe is also entirely new. So there's two new hair quote-unquote pieces for this Spider-Man minifigure. Though, you know, the mohawk version isn't technically a hair piece. Those are spikes. It's also awesome to get Spider-Man India. The design, I believe, has the new hair piece. Like, I'm not mistaken, right? That's a new hair piece. But yeah, the printing on the torso, legs, and face, again, just continues this great intricacy, this great use of colors. Absolutely love how these minifigures came out, and I cannot express that enough. And it's so cool to get different designs that we've never seen in the Lego Spider-Man world before. I love how not only does he have an accessory of the cup for chai tea, but also we have a new print for that cat piece, which I love getting that little mask at the top right there. That's just an adorable accessory. I mean, I forgot, like, we only ever got that in the most iconic minifigure of Series 27. And I also almost forgot that the design comes with an alternate face, which, yeah, new face printing right there, which looks fantastic. Cyborg Spider-Woman is insane. I mean, yeah, this looks better than the Cyborg Spider-Man from the book promo earlier this year. This is just more decked out. From my understanding, that's a new neck attachment, right? Where it seems like the shoulder blade and also the design for that mask right there is just one piece. That looks amazing. Love the printing on the face. Love the printing on the torso where it looks like the chains have a shine to them and the lining on the suit has a shine to it. Just a great mix of colors and prints right there. Love the arm printing as well. Utility belt for Batman is used once again, which is kind of funny seeing that on a Spider variant. And then the dual molded legs look fantastic, which have printing all the way down to the feet, quote unquote. Love all that design. You have the reappearance of that Cyborg arm from Series 1 way back, which has appeared in many sets since. But I'm kind of curious what this piece is right here. Like, it looks like this is like one of those saucer pieces at the bottom, or this could just be one whole piece. And I'm kind of confused and I want to learn more about that. So if that is an existing piece, let me know in the comments. There's no unmasked variant of this character, which is totally fine. This Cowboy Spider-Man is Web Slinger, which the design also comes with the Spider Horse. Look, the design of Web Slinger might be one of the least interesting Spider variants in this series and is still freaking awesome. I love the torso there, which is a less spidery torso than the rest of the series, but it's something that just looks cool. I like the vest going on there. Same goes with the dual molded legs. The face print we don't get too much of a look at. I like the printing on the neck attachment cloth right there. It's cool to also see the lasso piece once again. The Spider Horse, that's the only part that doesn't completely work for me because, like, in the movie, it's a full-sized adult horse, a rideable horse. Here they used the full piece, and I get it because it's kind of hard to stick a whole horse in a CMF box. That just kind of makes me sad because, yeah, it feels massively downsized. It feels like a baby version of the horse from the movie. No new piece for that design either. Yeah, just kind of weak in terms of all the other awesome animals in this series. Though I still like the printing for the spider mask on that horse. Then there's Sun Spider, which I'm happy that they made a new ball cap piece because the previous ones don't look great when it's put backwards on Lego minifigure heads. So this one's made to display backwards. Now we do have a great one, but that has hair on it. So it's cool to get one without hair that still makes for a great backwards cap design. This is a tricky situation for the legs because they're supposed to have like a stripe of orange because it's supposed to be like top pants and then socks. But they just kind of have printing for the orange at the front, which looks a little bit weird. But I mean, this isn't something you could really do dual molded legs on because the coloring is kind of like half of top, half of bottom. So I get that that's probably the only way they could have done that, but I do like the printing on the arms. And it's super cool to see those new crutches pieces, which are in expensive sets for the summer and have not come in that black coloring. So yeah, very welcome there. Then there's Peter B. Parker, who honestly might be one of my favorites of the series. Even if this isn't like the most detailed out there, but it didn't need to be. Like, I just love this character, and I love the bathrobe design with the pink bathrobe, continuing on to dual molded legs. You can see how that has torso printing with the Spider-Man logo on there. Dual molded legs as well, which have the design of slippers at the bottom, like little slippers, and I think they could have done that maybe a little bit better. Maybe something portrays slippers more, because it kind of looks like shoes, but it's not a big deal. And the face print is perfect. I love how that captures a character, but the best part is the new design for Mayday Parker. Love, I think, a new color for the baby fig torso. And I love the printing on the baby face right there. That's so cute with the Spider-Man mask. That is just straight up adorable. And you get that baby carrier piece, which isn't entirely easy to get. Also, Peter has a reversible face. Both expressions are perfect. Then we have Spider-Gwen, and it's kind of the same case with Miles, where we have an updated version of the one earlier this year. Seems like the face print's the same. The base torso is the same. But you have different arm printing where we actually get some printing at the edge right there. I like that because, you know, in the actual outfit in the movie, you do have some printing towards the bottom of the sleeves. And you get dual molded printed legs, which were not present on the minifigure in January. That looks so much better. I love seeing the shoes there. But my favorite part of this figure is that you actually get her face print underneath that looks like Spider-Gwen. The one from the set this year used an old face print that just does not look like the character. And even worse, the hairpiece did not look like the character. And here, you actually have this new hairpiece, which I wish this picture was a little bit better. But you could see how this has a completely new head sculpt, and it even has a little bit of pink at the end right there. I freaking love that hairpiece. That's so cool. And yeah, there's an accessory which has a picture of Miles and Gwen, which is referenced in the movie. I love that. That's so cute. So yeah, this is one of my favorite figures, honestly, because I love this character, and I feel like the set earlier this year did not do her justice. And the last minifigure is Spiderbyte. This design has such an interesting new helmet piece where you could see her hair is popping out from the side right there. Love the sculpting on that altogether. That's very good, even if it's specific to that one character. The design of the torso uses translucent arms, and there's also translucent leg pieces. I get that they can't really make translucent torsos, but I think the colors blend well to that base torso design. The accessory with the computer screens is very relevant. But yeah, underneath, she has a new face print, which I love, the blue head base, and I love getting that specific hairpiece, which we've seen before, in a dark blue color, which we haven't seen before. Fantastic minifigure. So yeah, this series is one of the best in a while. I mean, it seems like every 2 Augusts we're getting a LEGO Marvel CMF series, and I'm all for it if they keep this level of quality. And I do think this is better than the first 2 series that we've seen from Marvel. Maybe I'm biased because I love Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, it's something that breaks from a lot of the problems that are weighing down other superhero movies nowadays. And now there are missing characters that I really want to see, like Penny Parker has not appeared in any sets. I mean, her mech would be a perfect set, but it's not even rumored for early 2026. But I get it. I mean, this is based off of Across the Spider-Verse, and she was barely in Across the Spider-Verse. I would also love to see Miles' mom as a minifigure, but I also understand that that's like not the most exciting figure when you have all these spider variants that kids will probably want more. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I overpraising this series? Also, let me know your favorite. Honestly, my favorite out of all of these is, I don't know, it's a tie between Spider-Gwen and Peter B. Parker, perhaps because I really love those characters and I think these figures do them justice. But for characters that are just like the best designs, I don't know, Spider-Punk might be the best figure here. Subscribe here for more honest LEGO takes, LEGO news, and commentary. Thanks again to Walmart, and I will see you later. Seriously, you commenting, subscribing, and liking helps so much when the algorithm is very hard on this channel. Peace out. Bye.